In a stunning display of dominance in the 2025 NCAA tournament, the UConn Huskies clinched their 12th national championship and their first since 2016 by cruising to an 82-59 victory over South Carolina at Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. The win not only capped off a remarkable season, but also marked the end of an era for Paige Bueckers, who is now set to turn pro after an incredible college career. From the opening tip, UConn imposed its will on the game. Although South Carolina got off to a hot start, hitting 5 of their first 7 shots, the Gamecocks fell apart at the end of the first quarter, missing 7 of 8 subsequent attempts and failing to score after Joyce Edwards' free throw. This lapse allowed the Huskies to establish a modest 5-point lead that they would steadily build on. UConn's defense was stifling throughout the contest. They held the Gamecocks to just 12 points in the second quarter, and despite managing only a single made 3-pointer, nicked by Ashlyn Shade just before the buzzer, the Huskies doubled their lead to 36-26 by halftime. The real explosion came in the third quarter, where Azzi Fudd led an 11-point stretch, punctuating his performance with a huge 3-pointer. Sarah Strong followed immediately with one of her own, helping to expand the lead to 20 points by the end of the period, culminating in a 12-3 run that gave UConn its largest margin of the game at 62-42. The fourth quarter continued in the same vein, with UConn launching an 18-6 run early in the period that ultimately pushed their lead to 23 points. Throughout the game, the trio of Bueckers, Fudd, and Strong combined for a total of 65 points. Bueckers, finishing with 17 points, moved past Mymore for the third most career points in the NCAA tournament, while Fudd notched 24 points and was named the Final Four's most outstanding player. Strong, who finished with 24 points and 15 rebounds, set a new NCAA tournament record for points by a freshman in a single tournament and became only the third freshman ever to drop 20 points in both a semifinal and a national title game. For South Carolina, only bench players Edwards and Tessa Johnson managed double figures, each scoring 10 points. The Gamecocks, who shot just 21 of 61 from the field and 4 of 16 from beyond the arc, were unable to match UConn's relentless efficiency and defensive intensity. Despite their remarkable run, having reached 5 straight Final Fours and 3 of the last 4 national championship games, South Carolina's title hopes were dashed by the unstoppable late-season form of the Huskies. With the championship secured, UConn's title parade not only celebrates a storied program that has become synonymous with national success under head coach Geno Auriemma, but it also marks a bittersweet farewell for Bueckers, who leaves college basketball on top, having redefined what it means to be a one-and-done superstar in women's college hoops.
What's up, college basketball fans? Get ready to celebrate because the UConn Huskies are your 2025 NCAA Women's National Champions. In a performance that showcased their dominance and star power, UConn took down previously undefeated South Carolina in a decisive 82-59 victory at Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. This is the moment UConn fans have been waiting for, and it marks the program's 12th national title in history. The video you sent over confirms that Paige Bueckers is ending her incredible college career on the ultimate high note, as a national champion. This title is UConn's first since 2016. And incredibly, all 12 of their national championships have come under the legendary leadership of head coach Geno Auriemma. With this win, UConn now stands alone as the Division I team with the most national championships in women's basketball. This victory caps off what has been an absolutely dominant run for the Huskies throughout the entire women's NCAA tournament this spring. While Paige Bueckers has been her usual phenomenal self, recording multiple 30-point games along the way, this championship run was truly a team effort. Azzi Fudd and freshman sensation Sarah Strong repeatedly stepped up, forming an unstoppable trio that no other team in the tournament could figure out. Their journey to the title was nothing short of spectacular. They won every single game by double digits and impressively took down 3 number 1 seeds, including a jaw-dropping 34-point beatdown of top-seeded UCLA in the Final Four. For Paige Bueckers, who is widely projected to be the number 1 overall pick in the upcoming WNBA draft on April 14, This championship is the perfect way to turn pro. While she led the Huskies to 4 Final Four appearances during her illustrious career, they heartbreakingly fell to South Carolina in the national championship game back in 2022. Making this victory even sweeter, South Carolina actually came out of the gate incredibly strong in this championship game. Looking like they might continue their undefeated season, they hit 5 of their first 7 shots. But then the UConn defense clamped down. The Gamecocks went ice cold, missing 7 of their next 8 shots to end the first quarter. They didn't score a single point after Joyce Edwards hit a free throw with nearly 4 minutes left in the opening period. This allowed UConn to seize control and jump out to a 5-point lead by the end of the first quarter. Interestingly, despite only hitting 1 3-pointer in the first half, a buzzer beater by Ashlyn Shade, the Huskies managed to double their lead by halftime. Holding a 36-26 advantage, their defense was suffocating, limiting South Carolina to just 12 points in the second quarter and allowing only a single field goal in the final 5 minutes of the period. Freshman phenom Sarah Strong was an absolute force in the first 20 minutes, nearly recording a double-double with 8 points and an astounding 11 rebounds. That rebounding total was the highest in a single half of a national championship game since Tina Charles back in 2009. UConn then absolutely took off in the third quarter, thanks in part to an 11-point scoring burst from Azzi Fudd. She hit a massive 3-pointer late in the period, which Sarah Strong quickly followed up with one of her own, extending their lead to a commanding 20 points at the end of the third. With the score at 62-42, they capped off the quarter with a dominant 12-3 run, giving them their largest lead of the game up to that point. The fourth quarter was more of the same dominance from the Huskies. They cruised to a comfortable 23-point victory without any real threat from South Carolina, opening the final period on an 18-6 run that put the game firmly out of reach. The dynamic trio of Paige Bueckers, Azzi Fudd, and Sarah Strong combined for a phenomenal 65 total points in the win, marking yet another massive performance from this incredible group. Bueckers finished the game with 17 points, which was enough to move her past the legendary Maya Moore for the third most career points in the NCAA tournament, an incredible achievement in itself. Azzi Fudd was absolutely outstanding, leading the team with 24 points and earning the well-deserved honor of being named the Final Four's most outstanding player. And let's not forget the incredible performance from freshman Sarah Strong, who also poured in 24 points and grabbed 15 rebounds. Strong set an NCAA tournament record for the most points scored by a freshman in a single tournament. And she's only the third freshman in history to score 20 or more points in both a semifinal and a national championship game. Her future in women's basketball is incredibly bright. For South Carolina, Joyce Edwards and Tessa Johnson each came off the bench to score 10 points. But they were the only 2 Gamecocks players to reach double figures. Chloe Kitts finished with 9 points and 6 rebounds, and Sonia Fejan added 8 points. As a team, South Carolina struggled from the field, shooting just 21 of 61 and a chilly 4 of 16 from beyond the arc. While South Carolina fell short of backing up last year's championship, it's important to acknowledge that the Gamecocks' remarkable run is still very much intact. They've reached 5 consecutive Final Fours, played in 3 of the last 4 national championship games, and have won 2 national titles in that span. However, with the way Paige Bueckers and the UConn Huskies were playing down the stretch of this season, they simply proved to be an unstoppable force. This championship victory is the perfect ending to an unforgettable college career for Paige Bueckers. She's going out on top, leaving behind a legacy of excellence and inspiring a new generation of basketball players. What were your thoughts on UConn's dominant performance? Were you surprised by the final score? And what do you think the future holds for Paige Bueckers in the WNBA? Share your reactions and opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more college basketball content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the offseason news and draft coverage. We'll see you in the next one.